Hello students. In the previous video, we had seen an outline of the five kingdom classification by R.H. Whittaker and the first kingdom, Kingdom Monera in detail. In this video, I will familiarize you with the second kingdom. The second kingdom is Kingdom Protista, the kingdom of unicellular protozoans and primary aquatic eukaryotes. All of them are single-celled eukaryotes. Now, under this kingdom Protista, organisms are mostly aquatic. You will find them in sea, in fresh water, in moist soil, and even as parasites. Protestant cell body contains well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound cellular organelles. The locomotion in Protista is by the pseudopodia. Example is amoeba. Then locomotion by flagella in case of euglena and various dinoflagellates, and locomotion by cilia in case of paramecium. Now, the protists show diverse types of nutrition. Some of them are autotrophic, that is, they perform photosynthesis. Euglena and diatoms are examples. Some are saprobic, feeding on dead, decaying organic matter. Example is slime mold. Then some of them are parasitic, obtain their nourishment from other living organisms. Example, Entamoeba, Plasmodium. Reproduction in Protista occurs by asexual and sexual methods. Asexually, the reproduction is by binary fission, multiple fission, and spore formation. And sexual reproduction is by meiosis and fertilization or syngamy. Now we will study about the major groups of Protista. There are five major groups: the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and the protozoans. Out of these five, we will see the first group, that is chrysophytes in detail. The group chrysophytes include diatoms and golden algae. They are seen in fresh water as well as in the marine environment. Most of them occur as phytoplanktons. They are microscopic and float in water. In diatoms, the cell walls form two thin overlapping shells like a soap box. The walls are indestructible. That means they do not decay easily. And the cell walls are embedded with silica. So the diatoms leave cell wall deposits in their habitat, forming diatomaceous earth on the sea floor. These deposits are used in various industries like polishing, used as a filter to filter oils, alcohols, syrups. These diatoms are the chief producers in the aquatic environment, and they are the main source of food for the aquatic animals. So they are economically very important. Now, the second group, the dinoflagellates, they are mostly marine, photosynthetic also. Majority of them are motile and flagellated. So mostly they do have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and the other lies transversely in a furrow between the wall plates. In dinoflagellates, the cell possesses a large and prominent nucleus. The cell wall is composed of number of plates made up of cellulose. Uh, Dinoflagellates appear yellow, green, brown, blue, or red in color depending on the pigment present in their walls. The pigments may be chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, alpha carotene, and xanthophyll. Now, red dinoflagellates, that is, example is goniolochs, undergo a rapid multiplication. So they make the sea appear red, causing red tides. And these goniolochs release toxins which kills large number of aquatic animals like fish. Some dinoflagellates, example Notiluca and phyrocytes, are phosphorescent and make the sea surface glow in the dark. Now, the third group, that is the euglenoids. The euglenoids are the most interesting organisms in this category or in this kingdom, having a mixture of animal and plant characteristics. Earlier, botanists considered them as algae and placed them with algae. And zoologists considered them animals and placed them in the animal kingdom. Whitaker placed them in kingdom Protista. Majority of the euglenoids are freshwater organisms. These protists, they lack a definite cellulosic cell wall but they have a protein rich layer which is called as the pellicle, which gives the flexibility to their body. And they have two flagella, one short and the other one long. Euglenoids are photosynthetic in presence of sunlight. They are heterotrophs in the absence of sunlight. In such cases, they predate on other smaller organisms. The photoautotrophic ones possess chloroplasts, so they contain chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, beta carotene, and xanthophyll pigments. Asexual reproduction occurs by longitudinal binary fission in euglenoids. Under unfavorable conditions, they form cysts. Now, the fourth group is of slime molds. They are the consumer decomposer protists. So they are saprophytic ones, and they share the characters of both animals and fungi. So they are commonly called as fungus animals. Most of the species are terrestrial and occur in cool and moist, shady places, in wood, on decaying logs, decaying leaves. They occur as free living multinucleate mass of protoplasm, which is called as plasmodium, or as group of amoebae, that is called as pseudoplasmodium. And they lack chlorophyll, so they live as saprotrophs. The body moves along decaying twigs and leaves, engulfing the organic matter there. During unfavorable conditions, the plasmodium differentiate and forms fruiting bodies bearing spores at their tips. And these spores possess true walls, and they are resistant to the unfavorable conditions and survive for many years. Now, the fifth and the last group are the protozoans. Protozoan protists may be aquatic, some of them are terrestrial or parasites. They are microscopic unicellular organisms with different shapes. Locomotion is with the help of pseudopodia, flagella, or cilia. They are heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. And the group protozoans are classified into four smaller groups. The first one is the amoeboid protozoans, and the amoeboid protozoans live in fresh water, in marine environment, as well as on moist soil. Their body is irregular in shape, so capable of changing their shape due to the formation of broad finger-like false foot, the pseudopodia. Example is amoeba, which all of you are familiar with. Then the parasitic protozoan, amoeboid protozoan, is the end amoeba, which causes the disease amoebic dysentery in man. Then the second group of protozoans is the flagellated protozoa. They are either free living or parasitic. They have flagella. So, with the help of the flagella, they move. The parasitic forms cause diseases like sleeping sickness caused by the trypanosoma. And the third kind of protozoan protist is the ciliated protozoans. They are the aquatic ones. Movement is with the help of cilia. The coordinated movement of various rows of cilia cause the movement of food particles into the mouth like cavity. Example is paramecium. The fourth group of protozoan protists are the sporozoans. All the sporozoans are endoparasites and they are pathogens. They cause diseases. The mode of nutrition is parasitic. They are endoparasitic, so they do not possess any organelles for locomotion also. Asexual reproduction is by multiple fission. Example is the malarial parasite, Plasmodium, causing malaria in humans. The next kingdom is kingdom fungi in the next video. Thank you.